of ZBTs just because he missed Micros' mutas for a second. But you know what? His army is looking terrifying. He is playing very top-notch in game number 1.
He seriously is, Husky. He's got 77 drones against 58 SCVs, 4 bases against 3. His army is superior. He has a lot of news in here. Not a lot of places he can harass because Boxer is defending very, very well. But then again, Boxer doesn't really have an army that he can attack with. So Idra is going to have a big macro phase here where he gets exactly the amount of drones he wants, he techs however he likes, and just makes the unit composition that he wants to battle Boxer a little bit later on in the game when he finally can move out again.
That is the best way to say you're mentioning that Boxer was turtling very well, but he's actually spent a lot of money on static defenses. I mean, 3 missile turrets, now that's like 5 that I just selected, a bunker there as well, and the sensor turret. I mean, that's a lot of money invested. That's several expansions worth, and you can see that Idra is preventing Boxer from taking a 4th base. So Boxer could not be more comfortable. He's actually transitioning into getting the infestation pits. It looks like he's gonna fly out of there. And you think Idra's gonna be going for infestors or more of a hive tech from here?
You know, I think he needs to go up to the hive tech. You know, go up all the way to Broodlord right now.
Yeah.
You really need something to make tanks unsiege so your banelings can get in there. And I think that that is going to be just the perfect thing. He is getting the hive now, as well as the pathogen gland. So he's actually going to go ahead and just get everything all at once. And, you know, that's going to be pretty smart because Boxer, his defense is good, and it's going to take a lot to crack him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one thing that Terran players are so good at. There was a drop over here that did not do substantial damage as there was a spine crawler in position. And the Mutaflock, Idra just made 7 more mutas. So his muta count is going to be absurd. He has nearly 40 mutas. He's just going to try and swoop in here. Now, what he has to watch out for is that mighty Thor getting off a couple of good shots.
Yeah, that Thor hits that group of mutas, man. That's like 1,000 damage. That would actually be completely mad. And I would not be happy with that. That's
no. Yeah, and it's a situation where I have seen him overcommit to the Mutalist, so it's very smart of him to start getting these infestors, because if he can just deal with the Marines, I feel like the Mutalist can just magic box that Thor down. And we do have 2 attack, 1 armor for Boxer. These Mutas just have +1 attack, but for his Zerglings, Idra also has the +2/+1.
You know, Idra right now is actually doing something really cool in the middle. Look at this, a bunch of spine crawlers being put down. This is just to stall out Slayer's Boxer.
Yes.
Terran always tries to hit right before the Greater Spire finishes, and that will slow him down enough that Idra's going to feel a lot more comfortable when they actually engage each other.
Yeah, it's a situation where you look at it like, oh, tanks can outrange that. It's not about them doing damage, it's about them forcing the siege, and also just buys Zerg more time to set up for a surround. And look at that, just forcing Boxer to stay inside of his main base. None of these pokes are to kill his opponent, that's why he's flying away right away, but it's just buying him as much time as possible, and it's trying to buy time for those Broodlords. Artosis, you're perfectly right, he's attacking right before the Greater Spire.
That is the one timing here that Slayer's Boxer really has. He's almost maxed out 188 against, well, they're about the same supply right now, actually. And, you know, he's going to have to siege up. If he actually stims into the spine crawlers, then he might get bundled. So he has to be careful, he has to be slow about it, and that's going to give Idra the time that he wants.
Yeah, and it's so smart for Idra to do this. The timing by both players is actually spot on. Needs to be careful of the bubbles. The Marines wisely back out there. But look, these spine crawlers bought about, you know, at least 30 seconds here as these now have to unsiege, and that may give Idra just enough time. But this is a very tense moment. I feel like the last battle is about to ensue.
Yes, it's so close right now. He's going to ask Boxer for because of those siege checks. The Marines are very deep on the red. And now it's time for Broodlords.
That was actually not the best engagement for Idra. He was a little bit behind. A lot of it was waiting for those Broodlords. Now all he has to do is deal with this one Marine Boy. He's got to try and do it. Not very good for Boxer. And I feel like that misclick is going to spell disaster for him as Idra has completely cleaned this attack up.
Oh man, endless Zerglings and a huge middle block going to clean up the rest of this mech army of Slayer's Boxer. Some Marines are still filtering in, but no way, no how. Idra is definitely going to end up taking this game as his Broodlords and additional infestors hatch.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's even expanding, taking a 5th base. Idra always so aggressive with these expansions, and his upgrades looking good with the 2-2. Now, Boxer is looking
top 5.
+3 attack nearly done, which is going to be really the only advantage he has. But I mean, when you're at a 100 supply deficit, it's so hard to come back.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult, Husker, that's for sure. We even have an Ultra's Cavern going down. So just in case he somehow stops the Brood Lords, there's going to be a whole other tech group he has to stop as well. And now the siege is underway, but it's the Zerg siege against the Terran defense. And Slayer's Boxer really doesn't have much right now. It looks like he may even try to counterattack around the map.
Yeah, and at this point, there's just nothing he can do. Simply put, nearly again 100 supply behind. His only mining expansion is going to go down. I mean, he was able to establish an expansion up here, but I just don't think he's going to have enough stuff. His brains go down, and with it, I think the chances of him winning this are basically zero. As Idra is playing so smart throughout this game, playing the macro style that he loves, and he's going to have a lot of momentum going into the next game.
Yeah, you know, when Idra wins game 1, it's almost impossible to defeat him. You really need to take him out in that first game in a decisive victory. You know, set him off emotionally. Slayer's Boxer has not been able to do that. We should actually see Slayer's Boxer PG after he loses this army in just a few moments.
And I mean, at this point, he's stuck just making Marines and Siege Tanks. There's no mass ghost. There's nothing like that to try to do it. He's in a huge fumble on his last two Marines, and boom, go with Marines. As they are now no longer in existence, and again, it's still 100 supply lead here. And I feel like the longer this game goes on, the better and better Idra is just feeling overall.
Oh yeah, I mean, Slayer's Boxer trying to get a drop done in the main base, but I mean, what is this really going to accomplish?
Getting on by an Ultra list, that is about it. Maybe an infestation kit, but I mean, I feel like Idra, those are so 5 minutes ago as he has transitioned into the Brood Lords and the Ultras, and even that drop's going to get cleaned up. So, wow. Idra just out of control right now.
Yeah, Slayer's Boxer starting to move forward again. I mean, he just has a clump of injured brains. He knows that there is no hope left, and I could just walk right through here, even letting Infestors die. Infested Terrans going up all over the place. And Slayer's Boxer just has nothing left, but this is a guy that doesn't give up easy.
Yeah. And you know what, Boxer has one crazy game where he's behind like this. I don't see it happening this time, but that's exactly why he stays in the game. Unlike Idra, who has been known to leave game early ahead of him, full of Marines gets one-shotted as if this game wasn't going good enough for him. This is like the guy who wins the lottery 5 times because everything's just going right for Idra right now.
Yeah, he's pretty selfish like that, Husky, you're right. We do see he's coming up with Ultras and Infestors. That's the ultimate planetary killer. Can just bundle those SCPs and they won't do anything for that planetary. Down it does go, the last base of Slayer's Boxer. And good